Alright, welcome, and for our first game here we have King K. Rool and Squirtle. A lot of people think that King K does beat Squirtle on instances here, but it looks like Squirtle is proving them wrong right now by getting King K. Rool up to 69% already. Looks like he is going to come back though. Squirtle isn't going to be able to punish him off the map there, and hopefully King K. Rool can get some damage back to win this. Looks like King K. Rool is now even. Looks like Squirtle turns into Ivysaur looking for some extra damage, but King K. Rool's learning how to counter him. Ivysaur now at 85%, King K. Rool at 77. Gets on stage again safe. Looks like Squirtle wasn't able to counter him. A nice down smash there by King K. Rool into a combo. Trying to counter Ivysaur there by pushing him off map, but it looks like Ivysaur counters him back and gets that first stock off of King K. Rool. Ivysaur though at 127% could easily die here again. King K. Rool looking for another punishment but doesn't find it. Squirtle turning into Charizard at 139%, 158. King K. Rool gets a nice hit in, but it isn't enough to get him out of that map. Charizard can easily look for another stock here, but it looks like King K. Rool's gonna get that one first. King K still unfortunately not in the lead. Squirtle ahead by 51%. Both lost that stock now, but King K just getting absolutely demolished again by Squirtle. He's gonna have to come back and make sure to get some damage off again before Squirtle transforms. Squirtle getting some easy hits in again here in King K. Rool. Unfortunately, can't punish him coming back onto that stage, but it looks like he'll punish him here. Squirtle getting another punishment in, but King K. Rool does come back on stage. King K. Rool just not finding any hits on Squirtle right now. This is Squirtle's grounds right now, turning into Ivysaur. One more hit. King K could be out of the map at 141%. 157, extremely lucky there that he's still alive. But it looks like Squirtle changed into Charizard and unfortunately fell off the map because of it, losing another stock. So King K is in the lead, 181%. Looks like he's finally gonna go out and Squirtle falls off the map. King K wins by default. Fortunately, Squirtle made some goofy mistakes there that lost him that game. Next up, we have Lucas and Ness, with Lucas being stronger than Ness in most cases, about 56% of the games, but hopefully Ness can come back and show Lucas wrong. Ness getting some early hits on the Lucas, but Lucas getting some early hits on a Ness as well. Ness at 42%, Lucas currently in the lead, both of them just playing extremely safe. Like I said, both of them pretty much even here, so they're playing very defensively, both just waiting for the other one to initiate. But it does look like Lucas will get most of these first hits in, with Ness at 94%, close to that first 100. Looks like Ness will get to that first 100, 111%, a few more hits from Lucas, and Lucas could be looking at his first stock into Ness. Nice shield from Ness there as well. Lucas still trying to just pick his battles here, Ness as well, just unsure of what to do and when to engage. Looks like Ness does get a hit onto Lucas, with Lucas at 66, another hit in. Nice shield again from Ness, but Ness will be at 130%. Looks like Lucas could easily get that first stock here. He's definitely looking for it. Ness does get a nice counter there onto Lucas. Lucas at 84%. Looks like it's kind of fair grind over this first stock, but unfortunately, Lucas does fling him out of the map, and Ness does lose that first stock. Lucas, though, very close to losing a stock. Ness still looking for it, getting Lucas to 96%, a few more hits, and he could definitely be back in that playing field. Lucas over 100 here now, definitely looking to throw him out of the map, but it looks like he just can't come back on stage, with Lucas just making sure to punish him. Ness just watching out, trying to dodge those attacks from Lucas. Lucas just being absolutely brutal right now, getting Ness back up to 105, but it looks like Ness will take that first stock on Lucas as well. Both even now, but Ness could easily lose another stock at 118%. Lucas gets a nice hit off, and Ness will lose another stock. Ness is going to have to get some high damage in here if he wants to come back with one stock remaining. Lucas still at 2 stocks and only 12%. Nice shield again from Ness. Nice grab and down B from Ness as well, getting a huge combo into Lucas, getting him up to 42%. Currently, Ness is in the lead for this next stock, with Lucas at 62%. Both just playing defensively again. Lucas getting a tiny hit off of Ness and getting him to 17%, 27% now. Ness is fighting back. Lucas still at 64%. Nice hit there by Lucas, but couldn't combo in, but it looks like he'll still find it there at the end. Ness at 53%. Lucas doing his best to get rid of that last stock with Ness at 86%. Unfortunately, Ness tries to get back on that map, but will get 103%. It looks like he'll finally knock him out of the map there with Lucas at 67% with 2 stocks left. Unfortunate loss there for Ness. Looks like now we've got PacMan and Villager, with PacMan being mostly weak against Villager, with Villager having a win rate of 65%. It looks like he's not showing that, unfortunately, right now, with PacMan at the lead, with getting Villager at 38%. PacMan still getting off most of those early hits onto Villager. PacMan did his best there to punish him, but just couldn't find the right steps, and Villager got an easy way back up to that platform. Villager, however, still at 72%. PacMan could definitely be getting him close to that first stock. Looks like Villager's getting some heavy hits in and fighting back, getting PacMan at 60%. This is pretty fair ground now. A few more hits here from Villager, and PacMan could easily be out of the map. PacMan at 75%, but Villager close to 100 there. One more hit, looks like Villager will be at 100. Gonna have to play extremely defensively here, but it looks like Villager gets a really nice hit onto PacMan and will get that first stock off of him. Villager, however, still at 100%, so he is gonna have to be careful here if he wants to get more damage off before he does get knocked out eventually. PacMan getting some free hits off. Nice shield though from him, getting Villager at 127%. Doing his best to punish him there, but couldn't get that hit off. Looks like Villager will be coming back on stage, but PacMan will find that first stock off on Villager as well. Completely fair ground now, with Villager getting in that first hit from PacMan, looking for that second stock. And it looks like he's coming back with a vengeance, getting PacMan up to 41% already. Nice throw there from PacMan as well, just looking for Villager's weak spots. PacMan just having a hard time getting hits in, with Villager blocking most of them. Both, however, close to even. Villager falling off the map again there, but PacMan just not finding any ways to counter him, not really looking for it. Looks like he does there though, but Villager is doing his best to come up on that map again. Both of them just floating off that stage. Nothing happens though, but PacMan does get some more hits off on Villager, getting him to 100%. 110 now, PacMan looking for that second stock off of Villager, but PacMan still has to watch out. He's at 65%. This still could be some fair grounds. Looks like Villager will be at 129% though. PacMan trying his best to punish him off that map to get that second stock. Nice shield though from Villager. Villager at 140%, extremely lucky that he's not out of the map. But it looks like he will get it with that 160%. Another stock off on Villager. PacMan still only at 65%. Villager's gonna have to hurry up and get more stocks off of this PacMan if he wants to win. Villager already at 71%, extremely dangerous for him right now since this is his last stock, but it looks like he will be fighting back, getting some more damage off on that PacMan. PacMan close to 100, close to being knocked out. But it looks like Villager will hit 102% again. He's going to have to be extremely careful here. 121%, but PacMan still at 93%. This could be fair grounds. But it's going to be extremely hard for him here to get any damage off. Villager still doing his best to play defensively. PacMan knowing that this game should be over any second here. Villager at 132%, but Villager still being resilient, doing his best to play defensively and smart here as he wants to make sure he doesn't get hit by this PacMan again. Looks like PacMan will get to 102. He could get knocked out, and it looks like PacMan will throw him out, but Villager does survive at 152%, coming back to join the fight. Some nice dodges there as well. and it looks like he will grab him and throw PacMan. PacMan 118% now. Villager could easily get another stock off on PacMan here. And it looks like he will do just that. Villager at 152% does not give up and does get that stock off on PacMan. Both even now, 1 stock left. However, Villager needs to make sure he doesn't get hit again if he wants to win this. PacMan's still pretty confident that he can win this, but Villager just trying his best to stay away to make sure that PacMan comes to him. He knows that if PacMan wants this win, he's gonna have to come to Villager himself. That's exactly what Villager's expecting here. Still playing extremely defensively, but it's working out for him with PacMan at 70%, 78%. Villager hasn't been hit with this last stock on PacMan, but getting PacMan up to 82% already. A nice block there as well. PacMan getting nervous now that Villager is making a comeback and getting some damage off on him. Looks like he'll get a nice hit off on PacMan, getting him 91%. Villager, though, close to getting out at 161%. He's going to have to be extremely careful if he doesn't want to go out. 170%. He's extremely lucky that he's still in here. 184%. This is Villager's greatest luck, but unfortunately he will get knocked out by PacMan in an extremely close game, with Villager getting a nice comeback, but still unfortunately losing. Next up, we have Kirby and Snake, with Kirby being mostly weak against Snake here, so he's going to have to be extremely careful. With most of these games, we've seen the person who has the best win rate win, except that last one. Unfortunately, Villager lost, but he was extremely close to winning. Looks like Kirby was AFK there for a little while, but Snake did respect him. Got that boppin' Animal Crossing music in the background. Definitely some hardcore stuff for this fight. Looks like both of them not really getting any hits in. Nice block from Kirby. Snake gives him a little hug. Gets some more damage off on Kirby as well. Both around 50%. Kirby getting some more of those first hits onto Snake. Looking to prove those statistics wrong again, Kirby is doing his best to fight back and getting some nice shields off on Snake as well. Snake at 57%, Kirby is at 65% now. Snake unfortunately trying to get in that lead again, but Kirby's still fighting back, close to 100% on Snake there. Snake at 86% already. Kirby's doing his best to look for that first stock on Snake. Snake finally hitting 100% here. Looks like Kirby could be getting that first kill. I can't get over how cute this music is. Both out 100%, but it looks like Kirby still will take that first stock off of Snake. Kirby to exactly 100%, 111% now. Snake looking to trade, mad that Kirby took that first stock. But it looks like Kirby just doesn't want to let that happen so far, getting some nice shields off on Snake again. Nice down B there and grab, and it looks like he's going to be getting him off map, but unfortunately he's going to punish him off, and Snake does come back and get some hits off of Kirby because of that. Nice shield there from both of them, but it looks like Snake will get that first stock off of Kirby as well. Even playing grounds again, with Snake still at 2 stocks as well. Kirby still ahead though in percentage, with Snake at 48%. Looks like Kirby getting some more heavy hitters in. Snake just trying to figure out how to counter this Kirby, making sure to play defensively, but he doesn't know how aggressive he needs to be. And it looks like Kirby will find that second stock off on Snake. Kirby's still extremely confident here, only at 33%. There's 2 stocks remaining. Snake's still on that last stock. Kirby is just going to be playing uber aggressive here. Nice down B there from Kirby as well, getting Snake to 30%, about even with his percent. still looking to counter Snake there on that top platform, but it looks like he will come down, give Kirby a nice little hug again, get some more percentage off Kirby as well. Kirby at 81% with Snake closely following at 78%. Kirby just trying to get those last hits onto Snake. Pretty sure he's very confident here that he could win it, but he is at 107%. Snake looking for that second stock off of Kirby. But Snake does have to be extremely careful. 113%. Hopefully this isn't another situation like last game. Kirby 134% here. This still could be Snake's fight. Kirby though still at 2 stocks. Snake looking for that second stock off of Kirby. Both of them just playing extremely defensively. Snake wants to go in for that kill, but he knows one more hit, and he's definitely off the map at 170%. This is Villager 2.0 pretty much. Getting some more hits onto Kirby. Kirby at 152%, closely following Snake, both looking for a stock here. But Snake just being extremely careful. This is his last one. Like a nice little hug again. Isn't gonna get that stock. Actually, it will. A nice stock there taken off from Kirby from Snake. However, Snake's still at 170%. Kirby's last stock, and now he's gonna be super aggressive. He knows a few hits is definitely gonna get Snake off the map here, but Snake also knows that as well and wants to make sure to get off as much damage as possible so he can wait for Kirby to play aggressive while he plays very defensively here. And it looks like Kirby will find that attack he was looking for and get Snake off the map to win this match. Very close game again. Next up we have Mario and Mewtwo, with Mario being strong against Mewtwo here, and it looks like we're seeing that again, with Mario getting those first hits off of Mewtwo, but it looks like Mewtwo will get a comeback here, getting Mario up to 40%. Mewtwo is a hard word to say. Mewtwo now at 49%, Mario making a comeback again, but it looks like they're still close to even, both around 50% here. Still fair ground for this first stock between both of them. Nice grab there from Mewtwo onto Mario, getting Mario 71%. Nice parry there from Mario, but it looks like it's still gonna hit. Mewtwo getting that first stock off of Mario extremely quickly. Mewtwo still though at 76%. Mario could make a comeback. A few more hits off and Mewtwo could lose that first stock as well. Looks like right now Mewtwo just doesn't want to let that happen, getting Mario still 31%, Mewtwo getting close to that 100% mark. Mario could definitely be looking for that first stock. A nice hit there as well from Mewtwo. Looks like he'll dodge that attack too and come back on stage. Unfortunately, does get knocked off again by Mario. Mario looking for that stage knockoff as well to finish him off, but it looks like Mewtwo will counter it, getting Mario up to 82%. As well, and it looks like Mewtwo will be taking another stock from Mario. Mario with 1 stock remaining. Mewtwo still hasn't lost 1 stock, but is at 133%. Mario could be looking on his first stock off of Mewtwo, and it looks like he will. Mewtwo finally losing a stock, but Mario having to be extremely careful if he wants to win this. He's already at 56%, 61. Mewtwo going in for the finish at 77%. But it looks like Mario just decides his fate and just dies. Doesn't want to recover on the map, already knows what's going to happen, and Mewtwo does get that win. Looks like next up here we have Min Min and Falco, with Falco winning most games against Min Min. So this is going to be really interesting to see, since both Min Min and Falco have ranged attacks, which it looks like Min Min's already trying to do, but Falco will be getting in those early hits, getting Min Min to 30. A nice block from Min Min there as well. She's doing her best to get some damage on that Falco, but Falco just isn't letting it happen. Nice slide though from her, getting 3% in, while Min Min is still at a striking 52%, halfway there to maybe getting that first stock. She's finally getting some damage into Falco again. Falco at 15%. finally, she's gaining some ground onto him. They're even now. Falco at 58%. Min in the lead. Looks like he will recover though. Wait a second to make sure she won't punish him. And she gets another up B on him. Min still in the lead here, but it could be an even fight. Falco getting some hits in again, getting Min to 68. An extremely close fight. I mean, first stock is anyone's game right now. Nice hit from Falco as well. Min getting close to that 100% mark. But it looks like Min will take that first stock from Falco, but Min has to be careful. She is close to losing a stock as well. Min at 110%. Looks like Falco is looking for this first stock on Min as well. Both still in the fight at this point. No one really extremely in the lead though. Min getting extremely lucky at 133%. Nice block there from both of them, but it looks like Falco will still get hit. Min just getting some free damage in, making sure to secure that second stock, even if she goes down here. Looks like Falco's having a tough time getting back on stage, and he's gonna lose another stock because of it. Min still at 3 stocks, 133%. Falco could definitely get a stock off on Min. Min 144%. It looks like he will get what he was looking for. Almost even now. Falco needing to play extremely careful and smart here if he wants to get another stock off on this Min. And it looks like he's doing just that, getting some more damage off on her, but he has to be careful with 1 stock remaining. This could be an extremely close match if Min lets it happen. Both about even. Min 37, 45, and Falco at 42. Nice block there from Falco as well. He's just having a tough time getting close to Min. Falco having to be extremely careful. He's getting close to 102, but it looks like he's going to make sure Min gets there as well. Min off the map, but it looks like Falco won't punish her, and it looks like Min will, however, lose another stock. Falco waited for that right moment to attack Min to get her off the map. Falco really not looking for those punishments. When Min goes off the map, he kind of just waits for her to come back, but it looks like Falco is at 128%. Getting this last stock off of Min, if at all, is going to be extremely difficult. A few more hits from Min, and he could be off the map. It looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Just can't recover with Min's just long-range attacks, and it looks like Min will get this fight. Again, extremely close. Squirtle and Snake next up on the board, with Snake kind of even with Squirtle when it comes down to win rate, but mostly Squirtle winning these games, so this is going to be really interesting to see if Snake can fight back and beat Squirtle. And it looks like they are even right now. Still early game though, so nothing can be really said. Snake getting up to 54%, Squirtle getting in those early hits, making sure to change at the right time to dodge that attack at 17%. Snake now at 86. This might be a quick game. Just Squirtle is getting so much damage on the Snake, but it looks like Snake's gonna give him a little hug, take some damage, but Ivysaur didn't like that and get some damage back. Snake now teetering at 100% at 99. So definitely this could be Ivysaur's first knockout on Snake. She could definitely be taking that first stock. Snake now at 115%. One more hit here from Squirtle could definitely knock him out of the park. 131. Squirtle did his best to try and get him off that map, and it looks like he will, and take that first stock. Squirtle, just like last match, they're just not too fond of, trying to counter them when they try to get back on that stage. But it doesn't really matter anyways, because when you're so hard hitting, all you have to do is wait for them to get back on map and just get them when they're weak. Squirtle's gonna knock Snake back off the map again, but he's just trying to wait for him to get back up, not really doing much damage or just waiting at that ledge. Snake knows it's gonna happen anyways, but he's already at 85% here. He could be losing another stock. Ivysaur only at 74% with all 3 stocks, so this could definitely be Ivy's game. Both just playing extremely defensively, only getting some small hits in. Nice block there from Snake as well. He's just doing his best to get close to this Squirtle is Ivysaur right now, but it just isn't happening. Ivysaur is making sure to keep his ground, waiting for Snake to come to him, and when he does, he makes sure to knock him out of the park. Looks like that was his first kind of, you know, recovery stop. Snake fell off that map, and he couldn't get back up. Squirtle made sure that, you know, he was trying to look for that kill, and he ended up finding it. It was kind of daring. He could have definitely died there, but he just flopped down on top of him to take that next stock, and honestly, I respect it. Snake with 1 stock remaining. He's gonna have to be extremely careful. Squirrel though at 101%. Snake could definitely still win this game if he plays extremely carefully, but with the way this game's been going, he's just been having a hard time going and getting close to this Squirtle and just getting any aggression off on him. Squirtle is just making sure to play defensively and hold his ground and make sure that Snake comes to him, and honestly, it's been working. Looks like Snake will be getting some more damage on the Ivysaur as well. Squirtle now at 130%. It looks like he will get his first knockout there. He lost that first stock, but he will switch over to Charizard now. Snake's gonna have to be extremely careful. He is at 62%, but it looks like he's found his ground. He's found what he has to work with. Squirtle's already at 70%. He could definitely be taking another stock off of him, and it looks like Snake's trying to bait him to that ledge, but Squirtle just isn't taking it. It looks like he is now, though. Both of them just in the sky, fighting like some fighter airplanes right now. Looks like a few more hits though for this Squirtle, and Snake will be knocked out of the park, and Ivy could get this easy win. Snake at 123%. Ivy's looking to punish him again, doing the same thing as that second stock, just jumping off the map and jumping on top of Snake's head, and it works again, winning him the game.